Hey there YouTube, KS Cuber here, about to bring you the craziest unboxing on this channel's history. Guess I start out like that. First of all, I guess I'm in my new office here. We are almost fully moved into the new place, and that's pretty exciting. That was the main reason why this unboxing took a little while to get going. But there it is. I guess that's a good part of our preview there. As you can see, actually, I'm wrong. This isn't a large unboxing, it's a small unboxing. Technically about 6 months in the making for this thing though. These cubes are all from Jhahoua, or Josh, over at the Jhahoua Rubik's channel, or maybe Jhahoua. Yeah, just call him Joshua throughout the rest of the video. He used to have a different name, Jhahoua Rubik, and now he's changed it to Jhahoua, or Joshua. That's how you pronounce it. Anyway, regardless of the name, this is a crazy unboxing that's been a while in the making. Haven't been buying cubes recently, and this is why. I'll probably get back to some other unboxings. I have a bunch of other boxes and whatever still left over from before. But I had some time today, and it's Sunday, my day off, so I decided, let's try and knock this all out. I'm pretty sure I'm going to be doing this in a 5-part series. We have 4 big boxes and 2 smaller ones, so I'll probably do it like that, and that should work out. These are not necessarily all speed cubes, and actually most of them aren't speed cubes. I'd say the majority here are going to be more collectible or non-WCA puzzles. Also, a bunch of picture cubes in there, but from what I know, there's going to be about 500 to 600 cubes in here. Still going to be a super crazy unboxing, and I guess without further ado, let's get right into it. Let's start that one. Let's just go for a random one. Box number 1, part number 1. Let's get into it. Okay, so here we go. Got my whole filming setup well set up, and just to make sure I don't lose anything here, I probably will do a dual camera setup. I'm not sure exactly how much of that will go in the video, but I'm going to put my other camera up there, and this one down here. I also have my microphone over there. It's not on right now, so actually you're hearing the on-camera audio. But anyway, there it is. Let's get into unboxing. I should have enough batteries and everything else, at least on this camera, so I can finish it up today. Okay, and there we go. Box is duct taped up because we don't really need an old address reveal today. I mean, there's my old address, so technically it probably wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. But I'd rather avoid that. Let's grab a knife out of my new knife drawer, and let's get into it. Seems very well taped up. Josh did a really good job on getting these packaged. From what I've heard, he used newspaper and some other stuff there. And I also have no idea what's in these boxes. I have some idea, but I mean, I haven't looked at these things in like 7 months. Trying to monkey around the tripod here is pretty crazy. It's a huge box. Pretty ridiculous for unboxing. This is definitely going to be the biggest unboxing on my channel, probably ever. But I guess we'll see. Let's get right into it here. I'll have to refocus the camera in a minute, because I'm on manual focus here too. And let's see, let's just try and peel up this tape here. Taped on the inside flap too. Very good. If I got for this thing, it's called a small box, because obviously this is extremely massive for cubes. And if I had to guess, it weighs probably 35 pounds or something. And this is just one of 6 boxes over there. Super crazy. Okay. Well, let me figure out a place to put a bunch of this newspaper, and let's get right into it, 1 cube at a time. Here we go. Just try to move my microphone out of the way a little bit, so it's a little bit easier for me to get to these things here. And let's start with the first thing here. They're all kind of wrapped in newspaper, so I'll be unwrapping them. And look at this. First off here, this is not even a twisty puzzle. This is a tropical reef kind of sliding puzzle, and that's actually really cool. It's made by a company called Pussycat in Germany. Very cool. I'll have to actually look into that and see how old that is. Not exactly a cube puzzle, but a pretty cool puzzle nonetheless. Gotta try and keep this video moving right along, so let's keep going here. Another one by the same company right there. And as you can see, Moulin Rouge, or Moulin Rouge, La Goulou. I should stop trying to pronounce French. But it's probably another one by the same company there in Germany. Another pretty large sliding puzzle. I've never actually tried one like that. I have some smaller ones, but that's actually pretty interesting. And then this right here, I mean, this is pretty cool. So like I said, there are going to be a couple that aren't twisty puzzles in here. Not too many. But here's another one. The original Pigs in Clover puzzle. Made by R. Jonette and Company, London, England. That's got to be pretty vintage there. I'll put up a date on the screen if I actually remember it in editing. Hopefully I will. Probably from the 1940s if I had to guess. Maybe as early as the 1930s. Pretty cool. And it's just one of those maze games with the balls, and you try to get into the maze and into the center there. I almost got it there just by luck. Let's see here, maybe I can get a success on camera. Don't go too crazy with it. Ooh, yeah, it's kind of hard to aim it correctly. That ball bearing line just up, straight in. If you can get back, there you go. Of course, one is really easy. Trying to get all of them in there would be quite a bit more challenging. Okay, enough with the little sliding puzzles. Let's keep going here. And I believe we have a cube here. And whoa, what a cube that is. That's quite large. I'd say probably like 80 millimeter or something. It's a Hello Kitty cube. Let's see if I can find a manufacturer on here. First of all, it is slightly scrambled and some of the stickers are trying to come off. But there you go. Original copyright 1976. And this one's from 2008. Sanrio Company, made in China. Hello Kitty cube. Pretty cool how large it is there. Have a couple advertising cubes from the early 2000s there, mid 2000s I should say. And they're pretty neat. You don't find a ton of them. Here's another advertising cube. There's going to be a lot of different picture cubes in here. Bayer Parasite Solutions. That sounds exciting. Advantage Topical Solution. Canine Advantix. Advantage Multi. So basically just a bunch of medical stuff on a cube. Interesting color scheme. I guess we can see how one of these turns. Pretty loud there first off. Have to get a calipers there, but I'd say that one's probably right around the 75, 80 millimeters, like the other one there. Okay, next up here, and wow, look at this thing right here. Wow, that's quite a crazy advertising cube. Make sure I'm focused there. This is a Juicy Kochira cube. Knew I was getting this one. This is some sort of promotional cube, and from what I can understand, these are pretty hard to find. Let's try the turning on it there. Yeah, it turns. It's actually not too bad. Once you get going in a straight line, it is fine. It definitely is not going to have any quarter cutting, I wouldn't say, because I don't believe it has a tensionable mechanism. But pretty interesting. Juicy Kochira cube. More of a girl's thing than whatever, but pretty cool nonetheless. Good for the collection. Wow, this is a really heavy one here. Let's get into this here. Wow. Okay, so this is pretty cool. This actually is one that I have not had before. They made these for a lot of years, basically, but I've never ended up picking one up. This is a metal cube, and that one actually turns decently. Wow. It would be really crazy to do like a speed solve on a metal speed cube. I forget what this one's made out of, probably zinc or something similar, and I have to see. It might even have a tensionable mechanism, just from the feeling of it. Probably based on a Rubik's brand mechanism. Trying to find a loose side here so I can pull out a piece. I believe the centers are actually plastic, and you can see in there. Definitely plastic, but the outside is metal, and that thing is extremely heavy. Substantial. Very cool. Okay, next up here, let's unwrap another one, and this looks like an actual recognizable speed cube. Also shape mod, say YJ Heart cube. I believe I have one of these already, but if I don't, either way, there it is. YJ Heart cube. Next up here, let me unwrap this one. Hopefully the bubble wrap sound isn't too crazy. I might want to relocate the microphone. But here is a really interesting, I have to see if this is actually a hand mod. It looks factory, so that's really interesting. This is a half truncated cube. I'll put it up on the screen if I remember that, because I actually don't know what this is called. But it looks like a cube from here. You flip it over, and what the heck is that? That's not a cube. It's also bandage, obviously, on that turning face right there, because of that big cut in it. And from what I can tell, this is not a hand mod, this is actually custom. And if it is a hand mod, it is a very, very well done one. Let me see if I can pop a piece out here and see if I can get an ID on it at all. No, that thing's pretty tight. Very cool though. Weight plastic. Okay, next up here, let's see, we have another weird 3x3 shape mod. And look at that, that is pretty crazy. On the camera especially, it looks really weird because you go like that and then you start tilting it and then it just starts going all crazy, but you go like that, it just looks red. And then it just looks green, orange, blue, yellow. Oh, that one's screwed up. There we go, now we're fixed. Wow, that is a pretty cool, crazy cube right there. And if I assume correctly, this turns just like a 3x3. I don't believe any of these other faces are functional. And also, pretty old school turning on that. Very cool. Haven't seen one quite like that before, and I also believe it's factory. I don't think this is actually a custom made. There's going to be a lot of really cool factory puzzles in here, and also possibly some custom ones, but that one I don't believe is. Okay, and next up here, I can already tell what this is by the feel of it. I've been looking for one of these for quite a while, and not that they're that rare, but I just haven't been able to find one at a garage sale or something. Also not a twisty puzzle. This is a metal 15 puzzle. And look at that. I believe it's one of the more mass-produced ones and not an actual original 15 puzzle, like from the 60s or earlier, or 1800s when they first came out with those. But really, really nice. It's metal with enamel on there. And comes with this nice case. 15 puzzle. Pretty cool. Not Rubik's Cube, but pretty neat. And I have been looking specifically for one of these metal ones for a while. Mainly garage sales, antique stores, and stuff. Okay, next up here. This one feels concave. And there you go. I should try and call it before it comes out of the packaging there. But this is just your standard concave cube. Camera seems to be going out of focus there. But anyway, just a standard concave cube. And this one actually turns pretty well. I believe it was set up. Most of these don't turn too well. They usually use a Guhong mechanism. And this one sure does. Cool beans. Next up here, if nobody gets tired of me saying next up, we have something which I saw in the pictures. And I don't know what this is or what it does. It looks like one of those 1x1 Mega Minxes, but how does it turn? Ha! Okay. There we go. It turns like that. On a face, apparently. And does it have any other turns? Does it come apart or something? Yeah, I think that's just it. So each of these little tiles will turn. Some of them seem very stiff. I mean, that one turns. It's just pretty stiff. Yeah, I don't know exactly what this is, but there it is. It's a dodecahedron with a snake maze pattern on it. Cool. Basically a glorified 1x1. 1x1 with extra faces. Okay, next up here. And here's another factory kind of crazy mod. I don't know what this is a mod of. Let's see. Ooh, 4x4. I believe that's a 4x4 mod. And this is made by Lan Lan. I could not even venture to guess exactly what this is called, but it's pretty crazy. We have, let's see, 1 layer, 2 layer, 3 layer, and 4. Right like that. And once you scramble that up, that'll be pretty crazy. I have a couple of the Lan Lan 4x4 shape mods, and here's another to add to the collection. Kind of like a football on that side, and maybe on the other sides too. Or a rocket ship. I don't know. Pretty crazy. Symmetrical on all sides. Okay, next up here, and we have a smaller one. This is another this is actually a 3x3 shape mod, and this is by QJ, I believe. I don't know exactly what it's called. Something octahedron, maybe? Not sure, but as you can see, turns like a 3x3. And there you go. Start my camera again, but turns like a 3x3. I bet you could do a checkerboard pattern of some sort on this. Not sure how well it would turn out. Let's try it out quickly. And there we go. I believe that's checkerboard. Yeah, I'm going to call it checkerboard. There it is, checkerboard on the Lan Lan octahedron, something like that. Or no, not Lan Lan, QJ. QJ something or other. Pretty neat. Kind of hard to find one there. Okay, next up here, another Lan Lan shape mod. This one looks exactly like the other one, so this must be another one, just in white plastic this time. Cool, cool. Look at that. There it is. Okay, next up here, this one feels pretty light, and what could it be? It looks like a smaller version of that other one we had there. Can actually keep my camera focused here. As you can see, it's another factory shape mod with this kind of crazy extensions on the center cap and edges there, and this one actually has the cut down corners there as well. Let's see if we get the logo on there. I focus way in there. Maybe you can read it. Let me get close to it here for a minute. Ah, okay, that's what that is. This is the old Mozi logo. I actually don't think I have any Mozi puzzles right now. Just pretty surprising, but they used to make some really interesting mods. And I'm not sure if they're out of business now, but I really haven't seen a lot of their stuff recently. They made like the Mozi Pineapple Cube and some interesting like keyboard and shape mods and all that kind of stuff back a few years ago. So apparently that and the other one, I would assume, are both Mozi cubes. Very cool. Try and focus that a little bit more and get into the next one. This right here is going to be a Lan Lan, but I'm trying to remember what it's called. Flower Copter, maybe? Pretty sure this is the one with jumbling. I have one of these already. Yep. There it is. I've sold one of them here a couple times, but that is definitely a pretty challenging solve, especially once you get the ones with the split pieces, which I have one of those too. But it's another one, Flower Copter or Flower Cube thing by Lan Lan. I'm not gonna get all the names right. Sorry about that, but I guess I'm just gonna go through it and do my best on it. There we go. Okay, next up here, let's see what else we have. Okay, another non-cubic puzzle. It's called the Flip Slide, or Flip Side by Think Fun. Not sure what the name of the game is here, but it looks like that'll flip, and this will slide. I guess that's it. I thought it said flip slide, but flip side. Interesting. So I guess you can go like that, and then flip it, and then you can go like this, and then flip it. I don't know. Works pretty well. Pretty cool. I don't know a lot about anything that isn't twisty puzzles, but there it is. Pretty neat. I have to find a place to go to these puzzles here eventually. Okay, another pretty light one here, and if I had to guess, it's another Mozi mod. Possibly. Yes, it is. Look at that. Wow. There are going to be some really crazy ones in here. It's another 3x3 shape mod, and that is just one like I've never seen before. Also, the cool old Mozi logo on there. Wow, this thing is super cool. Huh. Let's see how the solving experience on this is. Obviously, these are bandaged together right here. These are bandaged here, bandaged here, bandaged here. But there it is. That's really cool. And actually, one puzzle I hope is in here is going to be a 4x4. It looks like a 4x4 mirror blocks, but it's actually a bandaged 3x3. Hopefully one of those is in here. I've been looking for one of those for quite a while. I'm not sure, but there's that. Another Mozi puzzle, and very cool, very oddball. I bet most of you haven't seen one of those before. Okay, next up here we have, I forget what they call these exactly, but either way, this is a 2-solution cube. That's what it'd be called. This is actually made on a vintage mirror blocks of some sort. It appears to be like a ghost hand or something similar. I don't know. It has kind of the weird rounded plastic. We got Shengshao V1 mirror blocks. I haven't tried one of those before. But either way, there it is. It's a 2-solution cube. You can solve it by shape or by color. Pretty cool. Next up here, we have another... Oh, I was going to say another dodecahedron, but no, this is a... now I have to remember what this thing is called. Basically, it's a Kibiminx or a Kilominx, but it has these weird little pins that you can pull up, and you can pull, and you actually move each of these quarters individually. I have one of these already. I got one brand new. I believe it's called Master Ball, something like that. Yeah, the name escapes me a little bit right now. I don't know what brand makes them either. They usually come in just a little bag. This one's actually a little bit cooler than my other one there because it's primary plastic. I believe my other one is actually white plastic. So primary plastic, Master Ball, or something like that. Kind of on the border of twisty puzzle and not, but still pretty cool. I mean, it feels like a Kilominx, so I guess it is. Wow. And then there we go. We have another probably 3x3 mod. Let's see here. That seems to turn. I think this is actually a Siamese cube mod right here. And that is pretty crazy. This one's probably a hand mod. It looks at it. But of course, it does have the pretty factory rounded quarters. I really don't know enough about all these old shape mods to really tell you, but actually, yeah, I'm pretty sure this is a 3x3 mod. It's probably another Mozi, just by looking at it. But black plastic, crazy looking 3x3 shape mod. I'll have to do like a relay of all my 3x3 shape mods or something sometime. Pretty cool. I like those kind of puzzles. You can go red, green, green. You gotta do it right. Cool. And next up here, a smaller puzzle. Seems like, and there we go. I actually had one of these a long time ago. This is a QJ Super Square 1 2-layer cheese puzzle. Wow, that's quite a long, weird name. The centerpiece can be rotated individually, and then you can also slice it like a square 1, and it'll deform in that way. Of course, you gotta align the layers here, which isn't super easy. Then you can turn it again. But they made a bunch of different variations of this back in the day. This is made by QJ. And there it is, the Lan Lan Square 1 2-layer super cheese puzzle. Something like that. Long name, kind of like some of these other things. Okay, and next up here, this is actually one I don't have yet. I believe it's a Dino Cube. Yes, it is. This is a Kelvin's Dino Cube in blue. I don't know enough about it to know if it's a limited edition or anything else like that. But the blue plastic is pretty cool and turns pretty well. I've never actually had one of these before. I believe they're pretty uncommon. There we go. Okay, next up here, moving right along, we have a YJ Apple Cube. I have one of these already, but I believe the stem of mine's broken. It does come with a spare stem in the box, but it's a 3x3 shape mod, and these are always fun to solve. Very inexpensive too, if you get them on the right sites. Okay, let's see here what we have in this one, and here we go. This is a Rubik's 360 puzzle. I'm not sure if this is the aftermarket one or the original, but either way, it'll be interesting to find out because I think I only have one of these, and I believe it's an aftermarket one. This may be the original Rubik's brand. Of course, I don't see a logo on it, and there you go. Actually, I do. This one actually feels a lot better than the aftermarket one that I have, so I assumed it was the original. As you can see, Rubik's 360 right on there. I have no idea how this solves, nor desire to learn, but it is a pretty cool puzzle, and it's part of Rubik's history. A lot of speed cubers don't really like Rubik's, but they have been pretty innovative in the past. A lot of their vintage puzzles. I mean, they made the Rubik's UFO and a bunch of interesting puzzles back in the day. Okay, next up here, this is another one I've never seen before, but is a pretty cool one. This is a QJ 2x3x3. I've been looking for one of these for a little while. Might be able to find them on some obscure sites, but otherwise they're very hard to find. Pretty well discontinued at this point. But this was one of the original aftermarket 2x3x3s, right after the Lan Lan and something like that. This one actually turns pretty well. Pretty impressed. It turns not quite as well as like the newest ones that just came out, but still pretty good. Okay, let's see here. Next up, we have... this is kind of odd. I saw this in the pictures as well. I didn't know exactly what this is. Lights Out Cube by Tiger. And I believe this is a button-pushing puzzle, kind of like the... What is the Rubik's version of that? The Rubik's Revolution? Also a limited edition version of one of those. Whoa, whoa, whoa. But anyway, here it is. The Tiger Lights Out Cube. A cubic object, but not necessarily a twisty puzzle. Neat for the collection, though. Okay, next up here we have, this may be a Mozi Pineapple Cube. This is the one I was looking for before. As you can see, it's not like an X Cube. The outsides do not turn. It is actually just a 3x3 shape mod. And like I said, Mozi Pineapple Cube, I believe, is the name of this one. I'm not sure the center caps are removable. I'd assume they are, but it doesn't seem to be coming out right now. But if I know correctly, or what I think about this, is that it probably solves just like a 3x3. So that would actually be pretty interesting as speed solve, because obviously it's like 3x3 size extensions, cubies, glued on to 3x3 at the base there. So it should solve the same, but it's definitely a little bit odd. Pretty cool. Hard to find puzzle right there. Let's get a better place to put them here when I take them off screen. But let's just keep going here. And here's another one that I haven't seen in a while. This is a dollar store, I believe. Puromorphics. These are pretty hard to find, and I think maybe they sold them early on in the century. They haven't been selling them as much lately. Doesn't turn very good, as you'd expect a dollar store Puromorphics, but it's a 2x2 shape mod, and it's a Morphics shape mod. And it actually doesn't turn too bad. Crazy reflective stickers, and stickers are kind of peeling there. Pretty cool. Kind of between the sizes of like a normal size Puromorphics and a large size Puromorphics. And there you go. That's pretty interesting. A vintage cube mod of some sort. As you can see, it was modded there. This is a cutter cube, I believe. And also it seems to have... a sticker might just come off somewhere. I was going to say that's probably a bandage, but I'm not sure. Let me try this out here. I believe it would turn like this, right? Yeah, there we go. It is a cutter cube. That's pretty cool. And I'll have to see what this cube is based on, but I assume like an old Cube Few or something similar. Vintage and a shape mod, hand mod deal. There are some pretty sketchy ones in here, and I guess maybe we'll get to those here in a minute. Okay, next up, ooh, it's another hand mod here, and this is a truncate cube, I believe. If I get that wrong, then I guess it's not, but I'm hoping my first impression thing here is going to be pretty accurate. As you can see, this is a pretty poorly modded one here. It's got kind of a raised spot right there, and maybe that'll push back in. Nah, seems to be about how that is. But, I mean, you can't really fault it. It feels pretty heavy. Probably use epoxy sculpt or something similar. And you can see if we can get some turns here. I believe that's a center there, maybe? Yeah, there you go. And then that'll turn like that. So pretty interesting and kind of a odd piece. You don't get a lot of hand mods, and I don't have a lot of hand mods. This one may not be that well done, but it has CubeSmith stickers. It's vintage, and it's pretty cool. Man, those lights on here, it's getting pretty warm, and I think we just hit like the 25-minute mark, which I'm aiming for less than like 40 minutes or something for each of these videos per box, so hopefully this one doesn't go over. Next up here, we have another Lan Lan puzzle, I believe. I actually don't have one of these in black plastic, and I'm not sure if I have one at all. Is this a 2x2? That would be pretty cool. I think it might be. Let's see here if I can do a 2x2 checkerboard. Like that. Yeah, this looks pretty confusing. Yeah, I don't think I did that right. Okay, well, I don't know. 2x2 or not, or skewb. It could be a skewb mechanism. This is some sort of Lan Lan shape mod there. It has kind of the 2x2 pattern, but it's on more size than 2x2 has, obviously. Pretty interesting, and I know nothing about it, but pretty cool. Okay, next up here we have a banana boat cube. Now, I think it's just a boat cube, but it's very yellow and could look sort of like a banana if you squinted at it wrong, but there you go. It is a 3x3 shape mod, I believe by YJ. I actually don't have this one, and I haven't seen a lot of these before, so that's a pretty cool one. It is an egg in a boat cube. banana sundae, banana split. I don't know. And next up here, it feels like it's going to be a take-apart puzzle or something because it's kind of rattly. No, there we go. That's interesting. So I've seen these all over eBay. I believe they made a bunch of them in the 1980s in Russia. I'm not sure exactly where this one's made or what the deal is. It looks like it stands right there. This is a dice moving game puzzle thing where you just kind of keep tilting it until you get the dice moved into correct order. Looks sort of like a 2x2. It's not a twisty puzzle, but pretty cool. And this one feels pretty solid. I don't have a lot of things like that in my collection, so always cool to have some more. Next up here, look at that. We have a QJ, I believe would be the brand on this. Square 2. May also be a Kelvin's. I'm not sure exactly. But it actually turns way better than expected. And as you can see, this is a square 1 that just goes completely nuts when you turn it. Because it has normal middle slice like that. But otherwise, every single piece here is split, which is really odd. Wow. Never been able to do that a square 1 before. Cool. I'll have to see if I can solve that sometime. It's either a Kelvin's puzzle or a QJ. Not sure which. Okay, and next up here. Ah, that's pretty cool. Unfortunately. Oh, you know what? I know what this one is right here. This is a aftermarket missing link. This isn't the original Rubik's one. This is an aftermarket one. First I thought it was the limited edition one there because it has kind of the reflective on there. But as you can see, it has different colors. And no, this is not the one that turns through the middle. I've been looking for one of those for a while. But I'm sure you can unbandage it somehow. Wow. It has ball bearings and makes quite a clack. That is really cool. I've never seen an aftermarket or an off-brand or a copycat, whatever you want to call it, missing link. Here one is, and that's pretty cool. Have a minor collection of those going. I have one of the limited edition ones from the 80s too, which I haven't shown on camera yet, but I'll have to show sometime. Okay, next up here we have another custom mod, and this one looks a little bit better done than some of the other ones there. I'll have to see what the base puzzle is. But as you can see, this is a 4x4 barrel. I'll be pretty interested to solve because I have not solved a 4x4 barrel before. But as you can see, all the layers work pretty well. It's just slightly pillowed. It's definitely not super well done like some hand mods I have in my collection, but it is pretty cool nonetheless. You don't get a lot of hand mods in lots usually, and here some are. Of course, teaser, I do have a lot coming with a bunch of hand mods, but those are all kind of unfinished whatever, so I guess I'll be in a little while. Okay, and here's another interesting cube I've never seen before, but I have heard before. I believe this is actually based on a skewb mechanism, and you're trying to untangle the strings on the inside. This sounds really confusing and pretty annoying, but if you actually turn it a bunch, apparently the strings will tangle up, and then you have to solve it like a skewb back to where the strings are untangled. Very interesting. I don't have one yet, so that's pretty cool. Okay, next up here, let's see what this one is, and there we go. We have an original, possibly older, kind of illusion cube thing, flip cube, and this is actually one with the star in the middle, I believe, which also turns into a cube if you do something like that. So that's pretty cool. And then you can have two cubes, or you can flip this one back like this, and you can put it back in here, and then you can have one cube. Yeah, it's pretty interesting. These kind of made big a couple years back as Fidget cubes, but I believe this is actually probably original one from the 90s when these first came out. I don't know, I've seen a couple different names on them, but I don't have an original one, so that's pretty cool. And I don't have one that does the nesting thing. Okay, next up here we have another Lan Lan shape mod, and this is really small and really odd. It looks like a squash cube. I have a feeling though it doesn't have a skewb mechanism. Nope, it's a 3x3 mechanism right there. If we do a checkerboard on here, you can probably see how it works like a 3x3. That sounds kind of like a start of a rap, but it's not. And there you go. That's kind of weird. It doesn't look super checkerboarded, but I guess that's the checkerboard pattern on there. 3x3 shape mod with a bunch of different faces by Lan Lan. Pretty cool. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of phrases repeated here. Pretty cool. And next up, and all those, but let's just keep going. Okay, we have some more at the bottom. It seems like there's a few in one there. A lot of picture cubes in this lot. I'm sure not everybody's into picture cubes. I like picture cubes, especially like the original Rubik's brand ones, because a lot of them aren't still being made. There's also some different plastic colors and some other oddball things with certain ones. This is a pretty standard. This is a Chicago Cubs Rubik's Cube baseball. And there we go. This is actually a probably mid-2000, 2006, 2007, somewhere in there. Just looking at the logo and all that. Pretty good shape and pretty cool. I don't have a ton of picture cubes, and they're pretty neat. I have a ton in this box, though, I have to tell you. Or in these boxes, I should say. Okay, next up here, another picture cube. This is an NFL one, also about the same era, NFL, 49ers, which I believe that's San Francisco. I don't know sports that much, so pardon me if I get any of those wrong. But as you can see, it has some pictures of football helmet, football, then the logos, and some other stuff. Be a lot of those in there. That one seems in pretty nice shape too. I tend to speed sell picture cubes. I'm assuming most people don't. And here we go. This is the one that I was looking for. This is one of the cooler ones that they made in the picture cube lineup. Let's just punch in here a little bit. As you can see, this is a gray plastic Rubik's brand cube, and I believe this is Houston Astros. Yes, and there's a field logo and all that. I liked it for the curiosity. That's a gray plastic Rubik's Cube, and there actually are some different ones here. Some of the picture cubes even have removable center caps, which is really odd. More of a speed cube design, but like I said there before, 2007, so right around that era. Very cool. I've been looking for one of these for a while. They're pretty pricey on eBay sometimes, and sometimes you can find a deal. Gray plastic Rubik's brand, though. Pretty neat. I would not re-sticker that one, but if I got another one, I possibly would just have a gray plastic Rubik's brand. And here we go. Here's another oddball puzzle. Oop, gotta zoom back out. And probably refocus a little bit too. There we go. I don't remember what this one's called exactly, but wow, that goes pretty crazy pretty quick. Oh, maybe this side turns too? Oh, I see. Yeah. Okay. I don't know what I did there. Anyway, it looks sort of like a planet, and I'm not sure what mechanism this has. It is technically a twisty puzzle, and it also goes all crazy. Wow. Oh, okay. Okay, there you go. So these outside here's can turn individually, and actually, no, they turn together. And then the insides turn individually, and I'll sometimes bring those along. It's a pretty stiff puzzle, but pretty interesting. I'm not sure these were sold, Barnes & Noble, etc. And I don't know what it's called. It's borderline twisty puzzle. It is, but it also is kind of odd. Interesting, though. Okay, and now we're getting sort of close to the bottom of the box, and by that I mean probably only 15 more cubes, so I got to keep it moving. Next up here, this is another, possibly Lan Lan, possibly others, I'm not sure exactly, and I don't remember what this is called. Some sort of prism puzzle, I believe. There's a name for it for sure, but it's a 3x3 shape mod, just like a lot of these other ones here, and attempting to do the checkerboard pattern once again. Looks pretty crazy, looks all scrambled in checkerboard. Yeah, that's pretty crazy. I mean, there you go. Angle, 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 maybe? I don't know. Anyway, checkerboard pattern on the prism, diamond prism, something, possibly by Lan Lan. 3x3 shape mod. Okay, next up here, another smaller puzzle thing of some sort, and it's another one. And actually, it may actually be by QJ. That's why it didn't seem quite like a Lan Lan puzzle, because here's another one, and this one is for sure by QJ, because it has the logo on there. And if we do the checkerboard once again, which I'm going to be doing a lot of those in this video, this one looks more like a checkerboard and actually pretty cool in checkerboard compared to the other one there. Interesting. These QJ shape mods can be pretty hard to come by, and I got pretty much the full set in this box, if I remember correctly. And here's another interesting one. I think I only have one of these, and it's in yellow. This is a YJ Egg 3x3 shape mod. Well, these 3x3 shape mods can be pretty difficult to solve, actually, if you're used to your algorithms and all that. Be a pretty good challenge. So here it is, the YJ Egg. Still available today and still pretty affordable, but cool nonetheless. Mass-produced shape mods. Okay, well, there's something interesting at the bottom there, but let's just keep going through the box normally here. And, oh, I thought I had it. Nope, as you can see, there it is. That's one of those Russian puzzles I was talking about. I'm not sure specifically if this one is Russian, but they are sliding puzzles that resemble 3x3s, 4x4s, 2x2s, all that kind of stuff. And as you can see, this one appears to be, ooh, there we go, and then maybe turn it, nope, turn it, you do that, and that, and there you go, now it's solved. Cool, so there you go, it's a crazy sliding puzzle. I mean, it's a 4x4, that'd probably take a while to solve. Pretty cool, and not quite twisty, but still pretty neat. Okay, here we go, another one to go, and here we go, we have a 3x3 version of this. This one's called the Inversion. It seems to be a 90s or something similar version, and wow, that's pretty interesting, because look at that. If you solve it like this, put your finger in there, and you look at the right angle, it looks like a dodo cube. Also has these holes in the center, so that's interesting. But if you try and actually solve it the other direction, there's blue on the inside of all these pieces, and I assume that the goal of the game is to actually make it either so there's no blue, or so it's all blue. I'm not sure. Pretty cool, though. Not twisty, but still pretty neat. Okay, next up in the box. More and more keeps coming out. It's crazy, crazy time. And there you go. That's pretty cool. I wonder if that is an AIYI puzzle or if it's a hand mod. I assume it is actually factory because it feels like that. And here we go. This is one of those ones I was talking about that has some weird properties. I believe this may be a bandage cube because this one turns. And we have 5 turning faces here. And then we have no turning faces there. So if I turn it like that, turn it like that, there we go. Yep, it is a Siamese cube of some sort. So that's pretty interesting. I don't know what company makes this or anything like that, but that is Camouflage Cube is maybe the proper name for that. But either way, it is, and there's actually stickers on the inside of that too. So that's pretty peculiar. Pretty peculiar. Can't usually say that word for some reason. There we go. You can turn that, and I assume you can turn this as well. Very cool. Okay, interesting. Keep some of the stickers on there as well. Throwback, throwback. Okay, and on to the next one. This one also seems to be some sort of shape mod, and there we go. I'm not sure if this is the original Volcano Pyraminx, if that's what that's called, or if it's the Z brand. I have one of the Z brand ones, and this may be, I don't think it's a Mefferts. I believe Mefferts made one of these. I'm not sure exactly. But basically, this is a face-turning Pyraminx. It turns normally like a Pyraminx, even the tips. This one turns better than my other one. But also, you have face-turning opportunities on there. So that adds some challenge to the solve. I've never actually tried to solve one of these, but it's an interesting puzzle, and I probably will try to solve one now that I have 2 of them. One that cannot get wrecked, and then one that can. Because that works. Pretty cool. Turns a lot better than my other one, too. Okay, next up here. Doesn't feel like a twisty puzzle. We have a distorted face on the outside, and then we have this thing. This is a cross teaser. Yeah, what is that? What the heck? Wow, that is really weird. Okay, so you push it like this, and that rotates to that. Wow, okay. Yeah, I have no experience with any of this, not twisty puzzles, so this is pretty weird. Huh, does it go across? Yeah, okay, I get it. Okay, that's pretty weird. So these run this way. These run vertically. Well, these run horizontally. Or other way around, I don't know. I'm dyslexic sometimes. But either way, there it is. Cross teaser. Pretty odd. Non-twisty puzzle. And next up in the box, let's see what we have. It's already unwrapping in my hand before I can even get it out. Here's another hand mod. And this looks like it's made... Try to see. Rubik's 4x4? I believe it is. If that's a Rubik's 4x4, that turns very, very well. No, I don't think that's Rubik's. I'll have to try and get a brand off this 4x4 sometime. It might be a Lan Lan or something similar. QJ, Lan Lan, something like that. Either way, this is a 2x2x4. I believe. Yes, 2x2x4. And very, very neat at that. You see here. Checkerboard pattern on it. Cool keyboard and very well done compared to some other ones. I mean, it's not filled in, but other than that, it turns pretty well. It's obviously been solved a bit. And it's a neat shape mod. There we go. I don't think it's a Rubik's. I believe that's like a QJ or something. Old school, larger 4x4. Okay, next up here. Wow, that's a little bit weight to it. Let's see what we have here. Ah, there we go. Okay. I have one of these already, but they are pretty cool nonetheless. This is, and it seems broken. I'm not sure if the screw's pulled out there. Yeah, I believe the screw's pulled through those holes there. So this one is broken. But I do have one already. I'm not sure if mine's white plastic or not. This is a Squash Scube by Lan Lan. It's a pretty large puzzle, and if you look at it from just the right angle, not sure if you can set up there, kind of three-dimensionally illusion, looks like a scube until you turn it, and then it's like, what the heck is that? Pretty weird. Pretty cool. Lan Lan Squash Scube that I might have to do a little bit of repair work on. Okay, and last but not least, we have a flat package here. Let me focus out a little bit more. And let's get into it here and see what this is. Ah, there we go. Ah, that's pretty cool. Look at that. Vintage Rubik Sudoku. And really cool. It actually has all the tiles with it. And I believe it has extra tiles on the inside. Let's go here. Okay, so this is a pretty new one. This is a 7 version, made in China. Still, early 2000s, mid 2000s, when Rubik's was making some cooler puzzles. And it's not a twisty puzzle, but still pretty neat. I wonder, guess all the rattling is just from the pieces on there, or does it or does it go up? Yeah, it does. Look at that. Okay, let me see. There we go. Yeah, 100 puzzles, tips, and techniques. That's pretty cool. I'm probably going to try that out. I know my dad's a Sudoku a little bit. I haven't tried out much, but it is a pretty cool game. And this is a really neat piece. You really don't see a lot of the Rubik Sudoku things. I've been looking for one for a while. Here it is. Okay, not twisty, but still cool. Yeah, it's going to come up a lot in these videos because they're not all twisty. Most of them are. And let's just check through any random packaging. Anything here? I think we're done. And here we go. Just a quick overview on all the different cubes right here, all laid on the table. There are 57 total in that first box there. This one's probably one of the less dense boxes because it has some oddball puzzles, just sizes and all that. But as you can see, there they all are. Turn a couple lights back on in there, but I guess that's going to be about it for this video for today. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe below if you enjoyed. Stay tuned for another unboxing tomorrow. We will be unboxing one of these a day for the rest of the week. That was the first one. These other ones, who knows what's in there. KS Cuber out. Goodbye.